One of the things you need to be really careful of when you're doing staffing calculations is maximum occupancy. That is effectively the percentage of an hour that someone is actually working on contact center calls during that period. So effectively, you shouldn't exceed 85% of that figure. In the short term, it's tempting to go over that. But the problem is if you go over 85% for any length of time, then effectively people get burnt out. They get to the point where they can't think straight. And I've heard a lot of outsourcers say, no, we can take occupancy well over 90, 95%. Yes, and I've looked at the figures. What actually happens there is the occupancy is actually much worse than that 95% that they think. What's happened is people get burnt out. They get to the point they can't think straight. So effectively, average handling time increases. What you find is time on hold increases and after call work also increases. So effectively, if you go over 85%, what you'll find is that actually your average handling time goes up to cover that extra amount of occupancy. So when you're doing a calculation, for instance, if you use the call center helper Erlang calculator, then what you'll see is we'll always give two figures. So for instance, if you didn't factor in occupancy, you could meet an 80% service level with say 208 agents. But by the time you factor in 85% occupancy, that actually says you need 236 agents. That's before you apply shrinkage to actually meet that service level. And if you apply something like 35% shrinkage, you'll need 337 people on the phones or in the contact center. So be very careful of picking the first number that comes out of an Erlang calculator